special pens to show you today. It's actually my first pens ever from Wancher Japan. Yes, I'm very excited. They're both Urushi pens, of course. I'm still on that Urushi kick. I'm still loving Urushi pens. It's an addiction, perhaps, I don't know. But I don't know which pen I have in here. This is the first one. So yeah, I'm gonna show you both of them in this video just because it's for the sake of not having to post like 1,000 videos. It will be kind of a surprise, so let's check it out. So first of all, let's talk about this packaging, how cool this is. You got this wooden box that has like this cool artwork on it. It's got the Wancher logo, and it is held securely by this elastic tassel band thing. I'm lifting up the top of that box right now. And inside, so here's what we got inside. This is the Wancher Dream Pen in Nanako-Nuri Urushi. The presentation you get when it arrives. So there's some paperwork here, and we've got the guarantee certificate. So it says here you can contact them with questions anytime. The next one is an instruction manual, probably how to take care of your pens. Let's see here, because it's got pretty much a code you gotta snap a photo of to, not really snap, but it'll take you to their website. There's also a scroll in here. Must be important. Oh, okay. This is a certificate of authenticity. So just so you know, you don't have a fake Wancher Urushi pen. It tells you about some of these Urushi techniques that is used on the Dream Pen. And it says, you know, the Dream Pen, it's Wancher's signature item. High quality Japanese pen that is made with the finest materials and true craftsmanship. The next thing that's in here is, it's the cutest, tiniest little envelope ever. Inside you have your ink cartridges. So there are 3 in here. So that's really cute how it comes in here. It's a little miniature envelope. And the pen comes in a really beautiful Japanese textile pen sleeve, which I think is a really nice touch. And this is, I just really appreciate great presentation. All right, so now let's reveal. Oh, by the way, the inside is soft. So this is actually a sleeve that you can use to carry your pen around. So it is soft, and it'll be soft on your Urushi pen, which is very important. All right, so let's look at that pen. You ready? Here we go. Right now you're looking at it, and it looks black, but if you look closely, and let me see if I can, hopefully it will focus when I bring this a little closer. Of course, I'll be unboxing this again for you on camera so you can see. Look closely, there are little red circles all over the pen. So the artisans who work on this pen, what they did was they make this cool design by scattering these little seeds across the wet Urushi surface. And then once the Urushi dries, they remove the seeds, and what's left are this little pattern of circles, which I think is cool. I'm enjoying the very shininess of this pen. I just love that shine. The shine of the Urushi, it's very cool. Urushi over ebonite, the way it should be. And I just think it looks magnificent. Once everything is dry, they sand it, they polish it, and it just looks awesome. Now, this pen, you could get it with a stainless steel nib, or you can get it with a 18 karat gold Wancher nib, which is what I opted to do. I got a broad nib for this pen, and it is a cartridge converter system. Let's take that off. And regarding posting, I don't believe this pen posts. No. And again, I wouldn't feel comfortable posting this pen simply because of the Urushi finish. I really would not want to show wear to it or for it to get scratched up. The cap also has a cushion fit seal system in it, much like what the Esterbrook pens and the Platinum pens have, to prevent your nib from drying out, which is a detail that I really appreciate. The one gripe I do have is Wancher does offer the option of getting a stainless steel nib. And with the stainless steel nib, you can actually pay a little more and get an ebonite feed. Now, for some reason, with their 18 karat gold nib, it comes with a plastic feed. And they don't offer an option to get an ebonite feed. I don't know why that is. I think because this is, from what the feed looks like, it does look like a Yovo nib. So perhaps that has something to do with it, that they don't have an ebonite feed to fit it. I'm not really sure if this is a friction fit or not, because maybe I'll end up replacing the feed with ebonite feed, who knows. So the next Wancher pen I'm gonna show you for this video, it's a bit of a read. So it's this, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right because it is Japanese. Sekai Saihi Urushi Aka Age. Saihi Urushi is a technique of Urushi that is considered to be a royal art. So it comes in the same wooden Wancher box. It's the same tasseled elastic closure. Inside we have the same type of paperwork and the same little miniature envelope of cartridges. So we already know what's inside because basically it's, you know, the same stuff that came inside the other pen box. But we also have another pen sleeve that came with this pen and out of another Japanese textile. So let me take it out of here. And so this pen is a little different from the other pen I just showed you. There it is. This pen, it is the Saihi Urushi, which is, it is a technique that was guarded for many generations and only used for royalty. It is using a natural Urushi, which is a sap that is extracted from trees, and then of course it is processed and then used and prepped for the lacquering process. And then on top of that, the use of gold leaf is used in this process. According to the Wancher description, there's about 30 to 40 coats of Urushi lacquer on this baby. Yeah. That's why it's so shiny. This process, so what you do, you apply the Urushi, you wait for it to dry. Apply more Urushi, wait for it to dry. And you do that like 30 to 40 times. It takes a few months, actually. It takes, according to their description, 3 to 4 months to finish this pen. Yeah. And then it is sanded and polished to perfection. And I mean, it is like, I look closely at this pen already and it's like flawless. It is beautiful. I also paid the extra $60. If you look closely, you can see little bits of raden on that surface. I just thought the raden added that little something extra, and I just, after I saw it versus the without raden, and I saw the raden, I was like, I mean, for extra $60, yeah, I want bits of seashell on my pen. And that's what I got. So I think the finish is very gorgeous, very beautiful. And it is on a wooden base. So it's not ebonite like some of the other pen I showed you. It is on a wood base, which I'm totally cool with that. In fact, if you take off the cap, you could smell the wood. So that's kind of cool. Let's take a look at the nib. So I also got a 18 karat gold Wancher nib with this. This is a medium, so I got 2 different sizes of nib. I do like that, you know, this nib, it's oversized, it's a nice big nib, that's great. And you can also get this nib like where it's not yellow gold, but it's also the rhodium plated. I think it's rhodium plated, but a silver version of the gold nib. This pen is also a cartridge converter system, just like the other pen. This one you can actually, and I'm gonna post it just for this, but you can actually post this pen, but it does make it a little top heavy. So if you don't mind that very much, but yeah, if you want a Urushi pen that does post, I mean, I'm not gonna post this pen, but you can, then this would be the pen for you. I do like the look of this flat top pen. I think it looks really attractive. Again, another gripe about that, you know, this nib also has the plastic feed. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? But I do wish Wancher would make an ebonite feed to go with this, just to make it, you know, give you that option to make it really cool. Because, I mean, could you imagine this, like, I mean, maybe with a black ebonite feed, but with a red ebonite feed, how cool that would look? I think it would look pretty awesome. Another thing about these two pens I just showed you, the section matches the barrel, and it matched on the other pen too. Thank goodness they didn't take that shortcut and just put like a generic black section on there. They actually put care into it. And this section also has like a little lip right here so your finger doesn't slide down onto the nib. I just really appreciate all the details of this pen. I think it's a beautiful pen. Well, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink both of these pens up, and let's see how those Wancher broad and medium nibs write. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at these two gorgeous Wancher pens. We've got the Wancher Dream Pen in Nanako-Nuri and the Wancher, bear with me here, I've got to read it from my notes. The Wancher Sekai Saihi Urushi Aka Age. The nibs write really well. These are Asian nibs, by the way. They're Asian. So the broad writes more like a medium, and the medium writes more like a fine, that kind of situation. I did find the broad nib on this pen to be really nice. It was a bit bouncy. The pens actually had really nice flow. It felt really nice. I mean, just a tiny bit of feedback, but I actually like feedback in my gold nibs. It doesn't have to be glass smooth or anything for me. Both nibs did really nicely. So let's talk about the price. So this is only available through Wancher's website. The Dream Pen Nanako-Nuri with a steel nib, it runs about $550. And if you wanted to opt for the version with the 18 karat gold nib, it could run $700. They were having like a golden week sale. So I got the price knocked down a bit, and that's why I jumped on these pens. I was just like, dude, I have to. If I don't, I'm totally gonna regret it. So I went for it. I did. Aka Age pen. So there's many different ways that you can get this pen, or different versions of it. So you can just get this pen without the raden and with a steel nib, and it'll run you $320. Now, if you would get it with the steel nib with the raden on the pen, it goes for about $380. Now, if you want to like really go all out, or actually, you know what? Let's say you like the pen, you don't want the raden, but you just want the gold nib. Well, that'll go for $470. But let's say you want a gold nib, you want the raden, and you just want the whole enchilada, right? Or it's Japan. What do they eat over there? You want the whole sushi roll, right? So it would be $530 for the gold nib and the raden for this pen. And you know, I mean, I think $530 is not bad for all that. I mean, you got Urushi pen with a gold nib and raden on it. I mean, there are pens out there with all of that activity on it that cost like over $1,000. So quite honestly, I think the Wancher pens are a great value. I think that they're absolutely stunning pens. And I think they're worth the price, to be honest. I don't think these are horrible. I mean, if you compare the prices of these to like a Tasha pen, I mean, it's like, seriously, I mean, these are like, I think the value is awesome. The only thing that, you know, that kind of sucks is that I had to pay DHL, which is how it arrived to me. I had to pay taxes on that. And it cost me about $50 extra. So yeah, also if you don't spend enough, I think it's like $500 or less, you have to pay for shipping. So, you know, you kind of have to like look around and play around with, you know, those numbers or whatever. So, but overall, I think that these are wonderful pens. I do. It is, and it is a dream pen, and it is dreamy. Go check out Wancher on Instagram. They've got a great account going on there. And go check out their website. They've got all kinds of beautiful Urushi pens. They have ebonite pens. They've got, what else they have there? They've got all kinds of beautiful pens. Go check them out. You'll just enjoy the eye candy on that website, I promise. Well, that's all I have to say about this pen, or these pens. And that's how the ink flows.